Hey guys, this is going to be a collective tarot love message. So that means it's not specifically intended for anyone, but if you have clicked on this reading, there's obviously something that's drawn you here, okay? You've been led here, you've been guided to this reading, something you may need to know, or maybe something you might need to be reminded of. So keep an open mind, okay? So again, it's not specifically intended for any sign, but if you are here, you're here for a reason, as I don't believe there are any coincidences in life. In saying that, if you are after a personalized tarot reading with myself, I do offer those. All you have to do is reach out and inquire. My email address is going to be listed below. And if you'd like for me to personalize, like continue on with the messages that we unfold in this reading and explore those messages as an extension and personalize it to your situation, just mention that in the email. Okay, otherwise we want to take a look and see, for those of you that are currently involved with someone romantically, okay, whether whether you're in a relationship with this person, or whether this is someone that's a crush, someone you're crushing on. So as long as you have someone on your mind, we want to go ahead and explore what their intentions are for you. Okay, so are they sincere? Are they authentic here? What are their real and honest intentions? And what are the real and honest feelings that they have for you? There is also going to be a part 2 to this reading, and in part 2 we are going to dive into those messages in more depth and detail, and part 2 will be made available to you guys via the extension link below. Okay, in having said all of that, I want you to take a moment and focus on your person. Okay, close your eyes, focus on your person, pause this video, take as long as you have to, and we want to see what are their intentions with you, what are their intentions for the connection. Okay, we want to find out their real and honest intentions. Are they hiding anything from you? Are they being truthful? Are they being honest? Is there something that you should know about them that you don't know already? Okay, after all, I feel like there's a reason why you're here, right? Maybe it's to discover something that you don't yet know about your person, to learn something new, or maybe it's just to be reminded of something, or maybe it's just to confirm your intuition about your person, about the connection that you have. Whatever it is, we're about to explore that. Okay, so think of your person and we're going to begin. Okay, you've got the Queen of Pentacles here. Okay, so let's see. We've got some interesting messages that have come up. Firstly, there's this 5 of Swords energy, which is really interesting. This could be an indication that you and your person might be going through something right now. Okay, maybe it's something turbulent, maybe it's something tumultuous. You could be at a disagreement with one another, you could be at a disconnection with one another. It doesn't necessarily have to indicate that you guys are verbally, you have a verbal altercation, or you guys have had a fight or a disagreement. It could be that your energies right now aren't necessarily playing well with each other. Okay, you guys are not in complete alignment with each other right now. Okay, there's a bit of a discord, there's a bit of a disconnection, or you very well could be. You might be fighting with this person, you might have had a recent fight with this individual, a disagreement, something that obviously has wedged a bit of a distance between the two of you, and it's created a bit of a barrier. And maybe it's something that's pushed you or your person away, or maybe this is something that is about to unfold, perhaps over the next several hours, or even over the next few days. I say that, I give you that time frame because swords are, it's a very quick moving energy. Okay, it might even happen 5 hours or 5 days from now. This discord, this disconnection, this turbulent energy, okay? And that's very interesting. I feel like your person doesn't, with your individual, I feel like maybe they don't necessarily feel completely understood by you, okay? Or they feel there's this energy of them being very withdrawn, especially with the Hermit's energy, okay? And this could be an indication that right now your person is very withdrawn into themselves, and they want some, and it's a purposeful withdrawal as well with the Hermit's energy, because you know he wants some time of peace and solitude. So your person may be very withdrawn with their emotions. They may have, or you know, whatever that has happened, he may have triggered your person, okay? May have emotionally triggered your person to pull away. There may be some things that have said, although you didn't mean it maliciously or anything like that. Maybe they misconstrued, or maybe, you know, they were triggered by something that, you know, was said, or something that happened between the both of you. But I do see that there's this energy of them being very much, especially when it comes to their emotions, them being very much withdrawn, okay, and pulled away. It's funny because I feel like the way that they act is the opposite of what they want. And that's very interesting. So I do get this sense of contradiction. So even the Five of Swords could be an indication that this person is at battle with themselves, right? Their heart wants you, but their head says, no, I can't do a relationship right now. You know, maybe they've just recently come out of a breakup. Maybe they're still attached to an ex. Maybe they have some destructive and like self-sabotaging behavioral or emotional patterns that are clearly getting in the way. So that could be a war that is waging on internally with your person. See, Four of Pentacles, they're very closed off. And I feel like with this person's energy, they're already feeling quite possessive over you, okay? They may not show it, but there's this, I see that there's a strong energy of them feeling quite jealous towards you. This person may feel as though, you know, there are people around you who you clearly have like romantic suitors, you clearly have their attention, and you're clearly attracting romantic suitors. And maybe this person feels like, you know, everyone wants you just as much as they do, and everyone else around you feels what they do, which is a strong sense of attraction, a strong sense of, you know, them being very much drawn to you, pulled to you. They do feel the chemistry. Again, you know, they have these emotions for you. There's this, see, the devil doesn't do love, okay? I don't know that this person is, you know, in love just yet, or is in the process of falling in love. I feel like this is more lust, infatuation, and attraction. Of course, that has room, like the infatuation, the attraction. Of course, there's room for it to grow into love, so don't panic. That's not to say that this person doesn't see themselves falling in love with you. It just could be that this person is trying to protect, okay? Is scared of falling in love with you. So they may have all of these, you know, really powerful emotions for you, but they're scared of opening up to you. They're scared of being, you know, falling in love with you. They're scared of getting hurt. They're scared of hurting you as well in the process. So this is someone who, I do, you know, the devil is a very fear-based energy. I do see that this person is very scared of what they feel for you, and they're afraid of all of the feelings that they have for you. They're afraid that, you know, they may just end up falling in love with you. And what if everything works out fine, okay? And maybe this is something that they haven't necessarily experienced in the past, okay? Maybe this is someone who has relationships that have been very turbulent and have been heartbreaking, and maybe they've been conditioned or programmed to believe, and as early as their childhood environment, maybe they've been conditioned to believe that relationships, romantic or otherwise, they have to be painful, they have to be, you know, hurtful. And if it's not painful, if it's not toxic, or if it's not destructive, then heck, you know, it's not worth pursuing. And I know it's a very warped sense of thinking, very warped sense of perspective, but this is their conditioning, right? But at the same time, on the flip side of the pentacle, maybe this person feels like, what if they fall in love with you, and what if they get hurt in the process? And maybe they're all too familiar with the pain, but they're not comfortable with it. You know, they don't want to go through all of that again. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to hurt themselves. They don't want to end up feeling hurt or rejected. So I do get this sense of fear, okay? So again, if you find that your person, if you find that they're sending mixed signals, mixed messages, if you find that they're inconsistent, say one thing and do another, this can be easily explained away by the fact that this person is doing or saying the opposite of what they feel, which is ironic because they do have feelings for you, okay? This could also be an ex, because oftentimes the devil does represent an ex in a reading, okay? For some of you, it is an ex. It is an energy of you having been involved with this person and it didn't work out the first time around. For others, there's clearly a very strong attraction, could even be a twin flame. I do get even like a sense of a twin flame energy that you've connected with recently. The fact that Temperance has shown up in the reading here, it is asking, I feel like your energies, either your energies have to get to know each other better, okay? Because right now they're not playing well with each other. I just feel like you guys, there needs to be, right now the situation needs balancing out, is what I'm saying. See, they're scared, and you guys need to be able to create a safe enough space where the both of you can open up and share your fears or share your, anxieties or trepidations about, whatever it is that you're feeling. So if you find that your person has pulled away, or if you feel them pulling away, okay, whether they're pulling away emotionally or whether they're physically distancing themselves away from you, or whether this is the result of, this altercation or this disagreement, this discord that you have going on, give this time, okay? The reason why the Temperance card has shown up here is because it's asking for you to be patient with your person. See, I feel like there's a lot going on with your person, and I feel like they have a hard time explaining themselves, okay? Again, they're acting and saying the opposite of what they're feeling. If you guys are going through a period of desperation, separation, or a disconnection, or if there's like a no contact, no communication period, they will crawl out of hermit mode, okay? They will communicate, they will reach out, you will see this person face to face in an exchange of beautiful energy. They will respond, or they will be the ones to reach out, or you'll reach out and they respond. But again, you need to give this space and time, because with this person, you have to know that in their energy, there's this strong element of fear. See, they want this, but they're scared. They're scared of saying the wrong thing. They're scared of doing the wrong thing. They're scared of hurting you. They're scared of hurting themselves. They're scared of hurting the relationship. They're scared to screw up the relationship. There's such an element of fear, and fear is such a powerful energy that it can consume and paralyze people, right? It can paralyze people and immobilize them from taking any action. And if you haven't heard from your person, or if they haven't responded, the worst thing you can do is just bombard them with all these phone calls or text messages, because they may be doing a little bit of running, okay? And especially if this is a twin flame connection, you may be going through the runner chase of stage of the relationship, where what they feel is so full on and it's so powerful and so intense that there's just no way of them knowing how to handle it, because it's new, it's foreign. I mean, you're the twin flame. They've never met you before. They've never met anyone like you before. So, it's now starting to hit them. They're now starting to realize there is something very different about you. There's something very different about what the two of you have, and they're pulling away. The worst thing you can do is chase them, okay? Because you're going to chase them into a corner, or you're going to chase them far away. Give them space. They will come back around, trust me, and you'll thank me for it later, okay? Because you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is obviously, communication. This is obviously things moving ahead and at such a rapid pace, at such a rapid speed. So you will hear from your individual. If they're in hermit mode or silent, if they're being silent now, they just need the time to process the intensity of the emotions that they feel for you. They need the time to wrap their head around things, okay? Because again, what they feel for you is very powerful and it's very intense. It's also something that is very unique to them. Like, this is territory, emotional territory that they haven't explored before. I mean, in saying that, this is new and familiar to you too, right? I mean, you are also feeling that, hey, this is full on, this is intense, this is heavy, you're attracted, you're obsessed, you're consumed with each other, and I guess you're addicted to each other. And I guess those are some really good words, addicted and obsessed, because they are obsessed by you and they are obsessively thinking about you. And I think you share the same sentiment, you share the same energy, where you are quite obsessed by this person. I mean, and it's not like you want to be, but you just can't help it. It's like their energy is just so enticing, it's so intoxicating, it's so addictive that, it's like you're a fiend for them, you're a fiend for their love. So it's this huge energy of obsession. Are they being sincere? Are they being genuine? I don't see any malice in their energy. I don't feel like they're, I don't think they're approaching this with an energy that is not authentic or that isn't sincere. I just pick up a lot of fear in their energy. And I think the fear is powerful enough to stop this connection. I feel like the fear that they feel, if they don't, work through it, it is powerful enough to consume them. It is powerful enough for them to pull away from you completely, only because this person is scared of what they feel. They're scared of, falling in love with you, or if they are already in love with you, they're scared of admitting to it. There's just such a fear that if they don't work through it, yes, ultimately it can end things between the two of you. It can, end things prematurely, and they could end up being the one that got away, or you could end up being, the one that they could have had. It's that kind of energy. Okay, I don't think they're approaching this as in, they're not being dishonest, they're not being insincere. I don't see any, malice. I don't see any malicious intent towards you. I think there's this pure, temperance. I feel like there's a pure energy to them. Okay, but I also feel like your person has their demons, and I feel like their demons are sort of nipping at their ankles. Okay, you've got both fear and the death and the devil, and that's, I know the devil gets a really bad rap, like, right, he's the devil, but he's a representation of the shadow self, and your person has certain shadows that they need to admit to, that they need to closely identify with. Either your person is repressing a lot of emotions, they could be holding back because of this fear energy that we keep talking about. It just could be that your person has demons that they need to work through. Okay, so certain things are holding them back. It could be destructive behavior, it could be addictions from the past that might be resurfacing again. It could be an ex that your person may still be talking to or is connected to. They may be, and I know it's not something that a lot of you want to hear, but I mean, I think for a lot of you would know by now, my readings aren't all rainbows and unicorns, right? Because life isn't necessarily like that. But I just sidestepped on just going back to the devil's energy. What was I saying? It's, yeah, they potentially could be holding space for an ex to come back into their life. They may still have feelings for an ex. Okay, I'm not saying that they're still in love with their ex. I mean, it could be. Let's put that out there. But there's this energy of them having lingering emotions. So for example, if they've really been hurt in their previous relationship, they're still carrying that hurt. They haven't processed. Okay, they still feel the hurt, the resentment, the anger, and that's still lingering, and they're still identifying with that emotion. So that's what I mean by being attached to the ex. Okay, either to the relationship or the lingering emotions of that relationship. But definitely I feel like the fact that the Lovers card appeared like they're completely nude. The nudity seems to indicate that there is this energy of them wanting to be open and transparent with you. But how do they do that when it's not normally them, right? They're normally quite closed off. They're normally quite sheltered. They're normally a little bit guarded, and they want to be open. They want to be honest with you, but you're going to have to help them to do that because it's not them. It's just they've always been very closed off, or it's not that they've been secretive, they're just self-contained, okay, very withdrawn, and it might be completely different to how you are, or it might be similar to how you are, depending on how you identify with that. It's either going to make things a little bit easier or harder for you, but there is this energy of them wanting to be open about their past, about their demons, about their, shadow self, about the shadow aspects of the relationship. But this is something that I feel like they're going to have to come, to terms with. This is something that they're going to have to work on. Okay, I do see a lot of contact. I do see a lot of communication, and I do see you coming to a stage in this connection where things are suddenly propelling forward, where things are suddenly moving forward. Okay, where action is taken, where conversations, important conversations are being exchanged. There's this beautiful exchange of energies are happening, and the sprouting wands indicates that there is so much room in this connection for growth. Okay, there is room for the connection to grow and build, and for the emotions to grow and build. So there's so much more room for what the two of you have, to grow on that. So whatever the two of you have got going on, it's like the connection hasn't even peaked. There's so much more room for growth. Okay, so much room for this to be so much more than what it is. But they need to step into this energy of fear, and they need to face it. They need to face those demons head on. So if they've had if something is troubling them from their childhood, or if something is troubling them from their previous relationship, or if there's, you know, if they're engaging in patterns that are destructive, that are self-sabotaging, that are limiting, that aren't necessarily positive or helpful, and if they continue to identify with those patterns, or identify with the pain and, you know, that trauma or whatever it is that they're holding on to, yes, okay, that potentially could hinder this relationship. And I'm just being honest, guys. Yes, that could potentially end things prematurely between the two of you, and it might potentially rob the two of you of the wonderful opportunity to get to know each other better, right? Like everyone else, they have their flaws. Like yourself, you have your flaws, right? But it's all about, you know, it's all about identifying with those flaws, so you can strengthen your weaknesses, right? Turn your weaknesses into strength. But I feel like your person is running away from something. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like they're running, and it feels like they've been running for quite some time. And it's an odd kind of energy, but I feel like they're running from the past. They're running from who they were. They're running from who they are, or what they want to be. My question is, who are they running to? Like, I know what they're running. Well, you know, we know that they're running from something or themselves, but where are they running to is my question. And this running energy could very much be an indication of the runner and chaser stage, okay? Because I do see a lot of movement in the energies, and it could be an indication that you are in the runner chaser stage of this twin flame connection. So that is expected to repeat a couple more times, honestly, okay? Because, and that again is just due to the overwhelming intensity of the emotions that your person feels. Like, it's full on, it's all very intense, it's all very consuming, it's all very intoxicating, addicting, it's alluring, it's a lot, okay? And your person hasn't felt this way before, and it's just too much for them to handle right now. This is why they pull away. They pull away because they give themselves the space to process those emotions, okay? But I do see that there is certain demons, or there is certain pain that your person needs to confront head on, okay? And they need to, certain things that they need to learn to let go, because they're still holding on to these behavioral patterns, okay? Could be emotional patterns, behavioral patterns, but they're not healthy, okay? These patterns have hindered and have sabotaged them in the past, and will continue to do so until they interrupt those patterns, okay? Not an easy task, but a very powerful one. If they can, you know, if they can do that, it will transform them, and it will transform this connection. I love the Queen of Pentacles energy here, because this is such a nurturing, caring energy. I feel like there's a strong feminine quality to your person, a feminine energy, regardless of whether this person is a masculine or a feminine. There's just this feminine, wonderful, caring energy. I feel like your person cares about you, and I feel like they care about people deeply, and I think it's because that they care that they've allowed themselves to be so hurt in the past, because they do care. And oftentimes the people that are most guarded, or the people feel like, you know, most closed off, or the people that come off as so cold or distance, are the ones who once cared too much. And unfortunately, they learned the hard way that not everyone has, you know, their best interests or intentions at heart, and they've been hurt in the pain, and in the past, and it's a pain that they still hold on to. So their intentions are very sincere, they're very pure. Do they have demons? Yes. Do they have insecurities, anxieties, or flaws that they're battling with? Yes. Do they have patterns that are sabotaging, that are destructive, or unhealthy? Yes, they do. And are these powerful enough to hinder or even end this connection? Unfortunately, yes. But they also have the power to confront those demons that are nipping at their ankles, okay? Confront the pain, confront head on, and deal with it, okay? Because what you give power to has power over you, and unfortunately, to me, it just feels like your person is giving power to whatever this is, okay? But speaking of the devil's energy, I feel like this very much is an indication. I feel like I'm drawn to this card most for you in the spread here, because it's an indication of what they feel for you, okay? So strong levels of attraction. This person absolutely feels like you're gorgeous, you're very attractive, they can't take their eyes off you, they're obsessed with you, okay? They're thinking about you. I mean, I don't know what you've done to this individual, but you certainly, it's almost like, if you take a look at the devil, it's almost like he's got this hypnotic stare going on, and the longer you stare, it's almost like you know, he puts you in this hypnotic trance, right? So it's like this, it's like you have them under a spell. They feel intoxicated, they feel addicted. You know what? They feel what you feel. So you don't need me to tell you what you feel, because you feel the intensity, you feel the attraction too. They feel that chemistry, they feel that energy, they feel it too. Except with you, I think you're more willing to, you know, go into this head on, whereas with them, they're a little bit reluctant because of what we discussed. I'm going to leave this reading at that, and I am going to continue on with those messages. In part 2 of the reading, I did say there is a lot of contact or communication. There is going to be this breakthrough. We want to explore when and how that is going to happen, and what exactly is the future of this connection, because the concern here is that there is such a large presence of fear in the reading that it can be powerful enough to stop this connection. So I want to pose a question to you and to the energies here. Will the fear consume them, and will the fear be the thing that stops or ends this connection, robs both of you of the opportunity to explore this wondrous connection that you share? So follow me via the extension link below. I just want to take the time to thank you guys for all of your time, for all of your attention and your energy. It is greatly appreciated. If you haven't yet showed your support to the channel, please do show, either by liking, sharing, or subscribing to this channel. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell. It just lets you know when I upload my readings next. Otherwise, guys, thanks again. Bye for now.